United States is a great place for pretty much all professionals, including fashion models, especially those who are living in a foreign country, like a foreign fashion model. So today, I am going. This presentation is going to be a kind of like a survey. We're going to talk about different options, but we are not going deep into every different options because we have multiple videos about all the different options in our YouTube channel and all other places. So if you go there, you can get detailed information, but it will be more of a survey, like, talking a little bit about every different options kind of things. So without further delay, let's go to our presentation. So I am going to divide our today's presentation into three main topics. One is immigrant visa. So many people know that immigrant visa means getting green card, meaning you're coming to America, staying here permanently, you're going to get green card, and down the line, in general, after 5 years, you're going to get US citizenship, US passport, and then you can also bring your parents, siblings, and other people too. So that's immigrant visa. Non-immigrant visa, on the other hand, is for temporary visit. In most cases, this is for job, or like a special kind of, like, let's say you are attending New York Fashion Week, right? Or you are coming for a conference or some exhibition kind of thing for a temporary period. It can be as small as like a week to as long as like 6 years under H-1B kind of thing. But your main intention is not to stay here permanently. Your intention is to come to America, do your work, and go back to your home country. That's why it's called non-immigrant. And in general, it's for job, but it's for many different purposes too. And the third one is entrepreneurship visa. So this is kind of like a unique. Many people do not know about that, but let me explain everything so you have a better understanding of what is entrepreneurship visa for fashion models. So this is a very, I'll not say very unique, but surprisingly, many people don't know about it. So definitely, I'm going to talk about that today. So I'm going to next slide. First, I'm going to talk about immigrant visa, meaning green card. Of course, you can get US green card in many different ways, but for fashion models, especially, I found these three, EB1A, EB2 NIW, and EB3. These three could be a pathway for you to get US green card. First, EB1A. So again, as I said earlier, that I'm not going to talk about detail about EB1A here because that's a whole big discussion. I'm not going to spend that much time here. But if you are really interested about EB1A, I highly advise you to go to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of videos about EB1A, and you can enlighten yourself. But in short, EB1A is for extraordinary ability person. If you are an extraordinary ability person as a foreign model, you can definitely qualify for EB1A. There are 10 criteria. In general, if you meet 3 criteria, you will be eligible to apply for EB1A. But we, from our law firm, we strongly recommend to meet at least 5 criteria before you apply for EB1A, because sometimes we submit to USCIS and said that, hey, my client meets this 5 criteria, and USCIS officer will say, no, she doesn't meet this one, or he doesn't meet that one. So even if they deduct 2, at least you'll have 3, and then your case will be approved. And out of these 10 criteria, the number one and the most important one is a national or international award. I know that there's a lot of awards in fashion industry. And just remember that there are 2 different kinds of award. One is like a competitive kind of award, and another one is like an honorary kind of award. So honorary awards are not accepted as part of EB1A. It must be a competitive award. So let's say there is an organization, very reputable organization, they give award for fashion models, and there's like a competition, like every year they call for submission or something, and they have like a jury board decide who will be the champion, who will be the first runner up, second runner up, and there's like whole judgment procedure. There is a criteria, there's a different steps. So we need to submit information and evidence of the entire process. We cannot just say Miss X win, let's say, Indian National Fashion Award, and USCIS will say, okay, come to America. It's not going to be happen. We need to submit evidence and information about the existing procedure for Indian National Fashion Award, right? So I advise my clients not to just apply, but build your profile, because sometimes what USCIS requires for each application is a little different from what happens in real life. Let's say you are a very famous fashion model, you received multiple awards. So when the award giving organization, when they give you award, their purpose is not about immigration. Their purpose is something different. So their documentation, their criteria, their information, their other thing is totally different from what USCIS, the US government agency, requires. So sometimes you need time to kind of prepare documents that is suitable for immigration. And I highly recommend you to spend some time, build your profile, convert your documents from real life to um, eligible for US immigration, and then apply. It's good for you, it's good for me, it's good for everybody. So again, so there are 10 criteria. You have to meet three, but the number one, the most important one, is the award, like national or international award. If you meet this criteria, you can go to our website. We have a button for EB1A evaluation. Submit your profile, and then we will evaluate and we'll let you know if you qualify for this or not. I can just tell you one thing: our evaluation procedure is very strict. I would like to be very brutal honest. I do not want to sugarcoat anything. A lot of attorneys, a lot of other people, they will sugarcoat. I'm not that kind of person. I'll be very brutally honest. I'll say, hey, I'm sorry, your case do not qualify for US immigration. And even if you do not like it, that's okay. I would like to be honest rather than taking money from you and then say, sorry, your case is not approved, so you lose your money, time, and energy, right? I don't want to do that. So if you submit your profile for EB1 evaluation, I can get back to you about whether your case is good for submission or not, and also if there's any room for improvement, I'm going to tell you about that. So that's EB1A. Next topic is EB2 NIW. In general, EB2 NIW is for people with PhD degree or master's degree with a very good job, like a very so in EB2 NIW stands for national interest waiver. So you're going to do something that is going to benefit America's national interest. So in fashion industry also, there's a lot of education. You can get bachelor degree, master's degree, PhD degree with fashion, designing, another thing. And not only that, you have to have a degree. Let's say you have a bachelor degree in fashion designing, but on the top of that, you are doing a special kind of project. Let's say you are designing clothes, kind of like a blending African tradition and modern European concepts. So you're kind of blending traditional African concept and modern European concept, and you're coming up with some unique fashion ideas that will not only protect the interest of America, but may also protect the interest of the entire world. It may come up with some very new, unique cultural kind of identity and other things. So then you may qualify for EB2 NIW. One big difference between EB1A and EB2 NIW is that EB1A is more of a quantitative. There's a 10 criteria. If you meet three, go ahead, you can submit your application. On the other hand, NIW is more of a qualitative. We have to evaluate everything. We have to explain everything. And the most important part is America's national interest. So, cultural enrichment, understanding global culture, that's a part of big America's national interest. So I saw that some folks, not all, fashion models qualify for EB2 NIW, but some folks, especially those who are kind of like, directorial position, who kind of design things, who kind of play with the ideas, like unique and multicultural experimental ideas, you may qualify for EB2 NIW. Again, we have a evaluation process. If you go to our website, there's a button, you can click it. By the way, our website is www.rajulaw.com, RAJULAW.com. There's a button for EB2 NIW. If you're interested, you can evaluate, but just remember that just because you're a fashion model, you do not qualify for EB2 NIW. You have to come up with some unique idea. It must be some sort of like creative input for this industry. Then you may qualify for EB2 NIW. And the good thing about EB1A and EB2 NIW is you can apply by yourself. And by yourself meaning, of course, you can take help from a lawyer, but you do not need a job. You do not need a sponsorship from America. It's you who is the main petitioner. You are going to apply to America. And if you get approved, you can get green card, come to America. Good. The third topic for green card is EB3. So EB3 is more of a employer sponsored. Let's say a American agent is going to sponsor you, or American fashion brand. Let's say Walmart, or let's say Gap, or like H&M, or like Macy's. All those like like Louis Vuitton, or Kate Spade. All these like a big names in fashion industry. Let's say they are going to sponsor you as a fashion model. They have a lot of events going on. They may need the internal designer and other things. So if they want to sponsor you, then it's called EB3. It can be EB2 too, but in general, it's EB3. So the big difference is you cannot apply by yourself. You must have a job, and your sponsor, your employer is going to sponsor you. There are three steps. The first one is called perm. Again, I'm not going that detail into EB3 process. We have multiple videos about EB3. So all you have to do is you have to find an employer here in America. You have to talk to them. Hey, do you want to sponsor me? If they say yes, then your sponsor can contact me. And in EB3 process, you're not my client. Your sponsor is going to be my client. Your employer is going to be my client. And all this attorney-client privilege and everything will apply to your employer, not to you. Again, I'm not going that detail into it, but just saying there are three steps. The first one is called perm. The second one is I-140, and the third one can be I-485 or IBP, depending on where you are. And in general, it takes like, let's say, 3 to 5 years. It's a long time, long process. But at the end of the day, you're going to get green card. And the requirement for EB3 is not as hard as EB1A or NIW. It's comparatively easy. But again, you need a sponsor, you need a job for that. So that's the main category for immigrant visas, like green card. Now I'm going to talk about non-immigrant visas. Like the purpose of, as I said, non-immigrant visa is you're coming to America for a specific purpose. You're going to do some job. After your job is over, you're going back to your home country. Even though while you are in America with a non-immigrant visa, if you qualify for immigrant visa like EB1A, EB2 NIW, EB3, you can definitely apply for those. These two things can go parallelly, but you have to remember that the intent, and intent is a legal term. Intent you must follow certain intent for certain categories, and sometimes some people, they do some mistake. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. I'll guide you. I'm not going to talk about again intent here. That's another very complex legal theoretical discussion. Many people find it very complex, but it's a little complex. But I already had a presentation about intent another time, so you can go to our YouTube channel and listen to that. Short point: the intent for non-immigrant visas are you're coming to America for a specific purpose for short time and going back. So the first one is H-1B. Every year in the month of March, there's a lottery. And again, you cannot apply by yourself for this lottery. You have to have a job. The employer can be an agent. Employer can be an organization. Employer can be a company like Macy's or any fashion company. They are going to participate for you in that lottery, and if they win, then there's a second step, third step, and at the end of the day, you're coming to America under H-1B visa. For H-1B visa, you will get visa for at first 3 years, and then another extension of 3 years, total 6 years. After 6 years, there's a more options. I'm not going that detail. That's a different discussion for H-1B. But just please remember that in general, you'll be able to stay in America for 6 years under H-1B, and you need a job. Your sponsor is going to sponsor you. You cannot apply by yourself. Similarly, O1 is very similar like H-1B, but the difference is there's no lottery. The requirement is a little harder than H-1B, because for H-1B, basically, there's no requirement. You must have a bachelor degree. That's it. And literally, like, millions of people in this world have bachelor degrees, so they all qualify for H-1B. On the other hand, O1's requirements are a little harder. There's 8 criteria, and you let me select 8. So yeah, 8 criteria, and you have to meet 3 of those 8 criteria. If you meet 3, then you can apply for O1. Again, you cannot apply by yourself. Your sponsor is going to apply for you. But if you meet 3, then they can sponsor you. And if you get O1, again, you get 3 years and then extension again. O1 is also another very lucrative option for non-immigrant visas, like jobs. L1 is another one. So L1 is like, let's say there is an American company. Let's say Gap. Gap is an international American company. They hired you in their, let's say, Paris office, or they hired you in their Dubai office, or India office, or let's say Singapore office, and then you work there for 1 year. And then Gap said, oh, you're doing great job. I would like to transfer you from our Singapore office to our American office. So if there's like an intra-company transfer from foreign office to local office, that guides like L categories. So there's L1, L2, L3, whole new discussion. Again, I'm not going detail, but short point to remember, if you are employed by a US corporation in their foreign office, they can transfer you to America with L visa. And that's also another good one. And there's a lot of benefits with L visas. The next one is P3. Oh, by the way, so P3, you can apply by yourself. Sorry, P3 you cannot apply by yourself. You must have an employer or agent, and then they will sponsor you. P3 is for very short period, like it can be 1 week, 1 month, or like depending on how long you need to come here for the certain job, and then you'll go back. So these are like the non-immigrant visa categories, mostly for jobs. Next one is entrepreneurship. See, I keep the same names like H1B, O1, L1, P3. However, all of these, I said you must have a job and your employer is going to sponsor you. The good thing is you can be the sponsor by yourself. You can be the employer and employee. It's a little tricky. It's not that easy to do, but again, there's a lot of smart people in this world. They can take the risk. So that, not risk, I should not use the word risk. They can take the extra hassle. That's the thing. So the way it works is, let's say H1B. Let me give you an example. So to apply for a sponsorship, you must have a company here in America. Let's say you as a foreign person, you register a company here in America. Let's say it's named ABC Fashion LLC. And then ABC Fashion LLC is doing pretty good job getting some clients, making some money, have a bank account, have some office here in America, and you're depositing all the money in American bank account, and all this thing you're doing from a foreign country. You're not even here in America yet. Then your company can sponsor you to come to America with the H-1B visa. There are some extra things to consider. I'm not going that detail here because that's not the point for discussion. I'm just, it's like a survey kind of point to give you like idea. And then if you want to learn more about H1B, please go watch our video about H1B. But I'm saying, and same as like a O1. Let's say you're a foreign person living in Dubai. I'm just giving an example. You're a very good fashion model. You live in Dubai. You're opening an American business for fashion something. And then your business is doing good. Your business can sponsor you to come to America with a O1 visa. In that case, you'll be the employer, you'll be the employee. Of course, you must maintain certain employer-employee relationship, but you can do it. You can come to America, work under O1 visa in your own company. Same as L1, P3, all these things, you can do it by yourself, being both employer and employee at the same time. So that was my short presentation today about US immigration options for a fashion model. If you have any question, feel free to reach out to us. There's an email address, phone number. We have multiple offices all over the world. Reach out to us. We will help you in the best possible way. Thank you very much.